It's your girl, Nelly Lee, aka Anna Marie. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, what you know about those celebrities that don't want no babies, though? Yes, that's what I'm gonna be talking about. Some celebrities that don't want baby, and the one that caught my attention was none other than one of the real hosts is reportedly divorcing her husband, and that was none other. Let's scroll down. Is reported that May is reported to set in. Yeah, it's May. MAI is reportedly set to end her marriage to her husband, Freddie Hurtis. I might be saying their names wrong. Bear with me for reasons unknown to the public for time being. Now, if you scroll down, and this is on BET.com, if you scroll down, she's not black, nor is he. I'm just pulling that out. But if you scroll down, the site reports that Jeannie is likely to file in the very near future, despite them attending marriage counseling for some time, which she disclosed on the show. Freddie, a producer, actor, and TV host himself, appeared on The Real on multiple occasions for their husband segments and even fill in for her on the panel once or twice while she was away. Jeannie, a few years back, spoke candidly on show about them disagreeing on having children, telling her co-host, "My husband and I have been married for 7 years, and when we got married at first, we didn't want kids. 7 years later, I see it in him. I see when children are around. I can feel it inside of me. I can feel it inside me of what people say that it just hits you." The couple tied the knot in 2007. Neither one of them has confirmed or denied the reports of their split. So, yeah. Pretty much, she doesn't want kids. He didn't want kids at first, and it seems like now he wants it all of a sudden. And I see a lot of these things happen, not just with celebrity marriage, but people who are non-famous, that are non-celebrities, they go through the same thing. People want children, and then somebody else doesn't want it, or they'll go in with the relationship saying, okay, yeah, I don't want it either, but really, they do want the children.
Hold up, Nelly. Wait a minute. Did you know that John Cena made Nikki Bella sign a 75-page contract before she moved in? 75 pages, people. 75 pages. Back to you, Nelly Lee.
Good example of this. My girl, Nikki Bella. You might see her on Total Divas, or if you're a big wrestling fan, you might see her on WWE shows like Raw, or I think it's just Raw, SmackDown, something like that. But where I'm getting at is she, dates John Cena. Remember before, he didn't want to marry her at first. He didn't want no marriage, no kids, or anything like that. So now, as the years progress, he wants to get married, but he still doesn't want any kids. She knows this, so why she's in a relationship with him? I don't understand why myself. I asked the same question too. So another thing is going back to Jeannie, like I stated, they're not denying it. It said it here that, they're not denying the reports of their split. And she have said in the past, this has been problems, this has been issues of, them, being in marriage. Now he wants kids, and it's always a fact. I was looking at some websites. Let me see. Let me come back to you. It's about some celebrities that don't want kids and why they don't want them. The website is Huffington Post. I think that's what it's called, Huffington Post. Yeah, HuffPost. But I see HuffingtonPost.com. But anyway, it's HuffPost. And it talks about famous women who prove you don't need kids to fulfill. A lot of people always say that Jennifer Aniston is always pregnant, and she always comes out and she says, I remember one, like it was Star, and it said Jim baby joy at 48, and then she went on Twitter and Jennifer Aniston said not pregnant at 48 despite tabloid cover story. And I believe if you go down, she says, we don't need to be married or mothers to be complete. We get to determine our own happily ever after for ourselves. Then if you go down to Miss Tyler, She's number 2 in this segment, number 2 paragraph. She says down here, in 2014, Tyler appeared on HuffPost Live where she emphasized that it's okay to not have children. I wanted people to feel, men and women, it's okay to say, I love my marriage, I love my life, I choose not to have children. It just, the list just goes on and on and on. And there was another one here. Her name is Margaret Cho. Margaret CHO, and she's number 6 because they got them all in numbers. And she's number 6. And she stated that, I don't know if I could stand that kind of commitment, but if I'm really honest, I don't think that I could handle being that vulnerable to someone else. Also, do you have the time? A lot of these celebrities, they have to travel. You have to be on the road. So my thing is, you're going to have somebody to be there with these kids, like nannies or other family members. And I'm just wondering, will they treat your child how the way you would treat them? You got to keep that in mind. If you are not just a celebrity, if you are a busy person like myself, I'm extremely busy. For me to sit here and say, oh, let me have a kid, I'm too busy. I trying to finish up my college degree, and also I work full time, and also I do this here on the side. And what else I do? I also have other spiritual things that I do on the other side. It's a lot of things. It's a long, long list. It's a long list for me. So for me to sit here and say, oh, I'm ready to have kids, I will have to say I'm dumb. I know that I'm like a kid myself, and I still make mistakes myself. You have to be in your right state of mind when you're having kids. You can't just say, I want kids because they're adorable. You want kids to, fulfill I think some people say their legacy. They want someone to look like them. They want to take care of someone. They love kids. They have, if you genuinely love kids, yes. But if you're just having kids for show and tell, that's a different story, okay? So, to end it up, to wrap it all up, how do you feel about people who are not having kids, or celebrities that wish not to have kids? How do you feel about that? And if you like having kids, why do you think other people should have kids if you like them? So let your girl know down in the comments, alright? Peace. Oh, one more thing. If you're going down in the comments, say something good, thumbs up for you, thumbs up for me, that's good, I like that, that's cool. But if you're gonna say something negative, that's cool too. It doesn't matter, all you did was just give me a boo-boo. That's good. Ratings, peace to the ratings.